My name is Dan Regis.
My name is Bev Petersma.
And I am Amy Worsema.
Well, after I passed out in the bathroom and then Doug called the police because he thought I was dead, only to find out that I was pregnant, we were a little shocked, and I didn't think I could handle this because I was on the 3 to 5 year plan, and this was only a year after we'd been married. So after reading quite a few books and going to classes, I was finally getting excited and thought I can do this mom thing. So yeah, but it took a while.
Yeah, I guess our story is a little different in the fact that we had a miscarriage first. And so then the second time we were pregnant, we were cautiously optimistic. And so, you want to have it be real. You want this to be the time that you have a baby. And so we were, I don't know, ours was a little different when we found out that we were pregnant.
I was so young. I was like 21. I mean, I knew nothing. So it was kind of scary too.
Well, I never babysat as a child. So I'm sitting there thinking, I don't even know how to change a diaper, and I hear I'm going to have a baby, and how am I going to take care of this baby? So it was a little scary.
Yeah, definitely scary, but just very, I don't know. We were so excited because we had waited. Our plan worked.
Your 3 to 5 year plan worked.
Our 5-year plan worked.
Yeah, mine didn't.
Oh man, there's difference.
Yeah, so we had waited 5 years to have a baby, so we were very excited. But yeah, you feel so ill-equipped.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
Still. I just feel sometimes like we bungled through it. There was really good days and where, I got this mom thing going. Everybody was dressed and had their shoes on the right feet and their outfit was decent and they got out the door. And then there's other days that just would fall apart and you'd feel like you were completely messing it up.
Yeah.
They're pretty resilient, so I think that's a good plan.
I think it's funny that you mentioned resilient because I was stressing majorly with the first baby, and I think it was right when Cora was getting baptized and we had all this family in town, which is kind of more stress too because then you're hosting, and I was worried I was doing everything wrong, and my father-in-law pulled me aside and he said, "Amy, babies are resilient." And it was like the most freeing thing for me because then I knew, you know what, I really can't mess this up that bad.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah. I remember Steph rolled off the changing table and landed on the floor. And I am crying. The baby, Stephanie's crying. And I called the clinic and there was a lady named Wilma that worked there. She was, I don't know, probably my age now. She said, "Is the baby crying? Is the baby breathing?" And I said, "Yes." She goes, "She's fine." So, okay.
I just remember when my daughter Bobby was in junior high and we were button heads. And, it makes you think. I kept thinking, what am I doing wrong, So she turned out okay. And I realized that I didn't have to, or I shouldn't be so hard on her. So.
We were joking earlier, but I rolled the third kid's head up in the car window, so she came out okay.
Oh. I think watching the kids grow and change is one of the greatest rewards because you get to share in their failures and you get to share in their successes. And they come to you with those failures, with those successes, and it's so neat seeing them grow and change and turn into really responsible adults.
The success is that you raise them and they're perfectly capable of going out, making a living, taking care of their families, showing up for work on time, keeping a job, and living their faith. I think that's fun to see. And then grandchildren are completely great.
Yeah.
Like paybacks.
Yeah.
I think the rewards are different at different ages. I mean, I remember like the baby years when they would just give you that sloppy wet kiss, you know, that just melts your heart. Or when in grade school, they're not afraid to hold your hand on the field trip.
Yeah.
But then as they get older, like you guys were sharing, just the privilege of watching them accomplish what they set out to accomplish and letting you share in that.
I would say be there.
Yep.
Show up is a big thing. For a while there, I think there's thought of quantity of time over quality, or quality of time over quantity. But I think in the quantity times is when you get unexpected blessing time. I think making sure your marriage is good, I think, is the best thing for your kids to see you and your spouse on the same page, united front, that you love each other, and then that extends. Kind of not be so judgmental. You don't have to be perfect. You can wear your pajama bottoms to the grocery store. Just don't get all in a wad over stuff that.
Yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. And
it's all small stuff.
Yeah, and realize your kids are not perfect, and they're not going to be perfect. And, you know, just love them and spend a lot of time with them. And I look back and I think, boy, I wish I would have spent more time doing this or that, you know, but you can't change it. But, you know, they turn out okay. But
I don't think you're ever going to look back and say, oh, I wish I'd spent more time at work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so
you'll never regret putting that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing. It's not easy. I mean, some days are just a slog. You know, it's times in your life you just put your head down and put one foot in front of the other.
And I think it's really important to have, like, I think one of you said, friends.
Yeah.
I mean, those friends that you have, especially for me, the toddler years were really hard, I thought.
Yeah.
Just the patience required for the toddler years, and having those friends that you can call and just maybe trade babysitting back and forth when you need a little time. And
find a circle.
Well, and then you can always ask them, is your child doing this? And they say yes. And then you feel like, okay, my child's normal. So, or I'm normal, you know. So, yeah, that makes a big difference too, just having that support group of people.